Carl. We're on a trip we've planned for the last week or so down here at West Wales. We're making our way up around that headland there. Target today, bullus, spurs, and hopefully maybe get into a tope. First time we fished the mark, we took a bit of advice off one of our friends who does some serious damage down these parts. So I'm hoping that today is our day. We're going to get up onto the mark, get settled in, and I'll bring you back for a catch up on what our tactics are, our rigs and so on. For now, it's the 55-minute walk through the mark. There you see Carl up in the distance. He's gone ahead whilst I do an intro and do some scenery pictures of this beautiful place down here in West Wales. Look at this. There's somebody out there called Steph. It looks as if somebody loves you loads. I wrote a huge name on the sands here down in West Wales. But look at this. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Me and Carl, we love being down this area. This part of the world is fantastic. I've got to make my way up this path, up around there, and up to hopefully catch Carl up pretty soon before I get lost. This is our first time down at this mark. And to say we're excited would be an understatement. Who wouldn't be excited with scenes like this? The conditions today, beautiful. We've got some flat seas. Swells will be at a very, very minimal. So it's looking good. Let's hope that our target species turn up today and we can put some fish on camera for you. But for now, it's upwards and onwards up this path for me. I will catch you back when I get to the mark. It is a 55-minute walk, but I'm going to take my time, get there nice and safely, get set up, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Here we are, 25-30 minutes into the walk. Here's the big man up front, carrying the net. Big expectations. But yeah, nice fresh day, nice breeze. Got some gear on the back because you need it. Fishing these type of areas, make sure you're fully equipped. We'll be fishing into dark, so 2 headlights. One is an emergency for the walk back, just in case your normal one runs out. Plenty of food, plenty of drink, and at this time of year, plenty of bait, because there's no fresh bait about. It's a long walk to fish for bare hooks. So look, we're going to carry on with this long walk. I think we're about 20 minutes away now, so hopefully I'll still be alive by the time I get there and I haven't died of exhaustion. So we'll see you now on the mark in about 20 minutes. Here he is. On our way down to the mark, there's some beautiful coves. They will get cut off by the tide, but it's low water at the moment and it's exposing these beautiful rocks, seaweed and rock pools. It'd be lovely to be sat down there now, relaxing, a bite to eat, just taking it all in. But unfortunately, I've got business to attend to and I need to get to the mark quick time. So yeah, keep going, see you there. Finally on the mark. Time for 5 minutes well-earned rest. Nice fresh coffee. And just watch that ripping round the corner. Unbelievable. This is why we emphasize, guys, that safety is paramount when fishing any venue. But more importantly, venues where the tide is raging as strong as this. We arrived on the mark about 5 minutes ago and we were greeted by 2 friendly seals. They're still hanging about somewhere. I guess they're hoping for us to chuck our mackerel ends and finished mackerel baits in, so need to be wary of them while we're fishing as well. We have brought the mackerel feathers and we've also brought the spinning rod to see if we can pick up a few species for the camera, and also some fresh bait, because when fishing these areas down west, fresh is best. But me and Carl now are gonna get set up, get a coffee on, a little bite to eat. The tide has just turned and we're gonna fish all the flood and 1 or 2 hours down, and we'll catch back up with you shortly. But for now, just keep watching that rip. Raging, look at it. It only means one thing, you know, there's got to be fish coming round that corner through that rip looking for the food source, and hopefully we're just on the end of that rip waiting for them. There you can see Sammy the seal just poked his head out. I guess he's going to be here all day, as they normally are when they see humans. There he is, Sammy. Anyway, back to setting up. I've got some new kit today. I bought some fixed bore Sentry compressor SS's and 2 bullseyes. Whilst delivering another Spooligan delivery up to Veals this week, I got talking to Harry and he recommended me some new lines. So it's the new Cedra 24-pound toner cast. It's in yellow. I spooled up my reels last night. I'm just going to put some leader on now, which is the new Cedra tapered leader. What I do, I cut back up to around 25 pound and then leave it run through to the 80 pound then. Just going to tie the leader on. I'm going to put one bait out for now and then get onto the spinning rod. Carl's going to get on the feathers and see if we can catch some of the smaller species to begin this video. But for now, it's keep on setting up and get some leader on. So we just had a practice cast, and as we guessed, the tide rip is way too much at the moment. We are early on the mark. Like I said, it's the first time we got here, so we wanted to take our time, make sure we got down here safely. and followed the route that we were given. So we're happy with that though. You know, we can settle down, get that coffee, get our rods ready, rigged up. We've had a few practice casts just to bed the lining, so I've got new line. Carl's now doing the same. But that tide is ripping really hard. So we're going to wait a couple of hours before we put the first bait out. Which gives me a minute or two to talk about when we do cast out. Joey mackerel, 10 ounce lead, and I've chosen today to use some of his own rigs. So these are the Bookies rigs from VMO. You've seen in a few of my other videos I have used them in the past. I did have time to make rigs last night. However, I chose for the Bookies rigs because who else is better than making rigs for this type of fishing? You know, he's caught some humongous tope over the years. Him and Gareth Griffiths, who you may know from the GG guiding. You know, they're tope experts, so no better man to make my rigs for me or make them for VMO and me to pick them up from there. So I've come armed with, I've actually brought 20 today, just in case we lose a few, because the advice I was given was that sometimes you can lose a lot of gear here, sometimes you can't. So always best to be prepared. You know, we have walked just over an hour to get here with a lot of gear on our back, so it's a lot of hard work to get to these marks. And the last thing I want to do is get here and be undergunned, under-equipped. So yeah, thanks VMO and thanks Dean Booker for these. I do make the same rigs myself. However, I find them a little bit fiddly. So like I've said in other videos, if you're finding some rigs that are fiddly to make, but you'd like to use them, get on the website. They've got a range of rigs that Bookie makes. All the ones for all up west, all the ones for in the Bristol Channel and over the other side of the Bristol Channel. So all the types of rigs you may want to use are on the VMO website, and they are handmade by Dean Booker himself. So it's definitely worth having a look and getting a few in your bag and in your boxes, just like me and Carl do. So I'm going to get one baited up shortly. May put one in close if I can. It's highly unlikely though, but it feels wrong that I'm sat here without a rod in the water, because without a rod in the water I'm definitely not going to catch anything. But I may try one, I may not. But having had them practice casts, you know, I'm 90% sure it's not going to go well for me. So going to get that coffee on, like I've said, have a little natter with Carl, see what tactics we're going to come up with for today's session. But I know that 10 ounce leads, Bookies rigs, whole mackerel is definitely going to be the start, and we'll take it from there. Going to get the spinning rod set up, and to either side of us of this mark there are little bays and little coves where we can try some spinning, maybe pick up some mackerel, maybe pick up some bass, some pollock, you know, and some wrasse, you never know. So we may try that for the first few hours whilst it's nice and light, and then get the big rods out when that tide rip sort of slows down slightly. But for now it's coffee time and cake time. Well, skinny bar, as you know, looking after the pounds these days. It's Carl that needs the skinny bars really. Here we are, our bellies all nice and warm and full up from a nice warm coffee and a jammy Welsh cake. Carl down in front of us there now, spinning with the slow jigs. We just saw what looked to be a 6 pound bass jump just in front of Carl there now, so that's why he's decided to go down and have a little bash with the slow jigs. And we have been down these marks before spinning, a bit of rock hopping on a nice sunny day, and the last time we were here we did really well on the slow jigs after pollock. Carl left with the nickname the Pollock Slayer because every time he cast out he was having a bite and bringing a pollock in. Craig had a large wrasse and I had probably 10 to 15 pollock over the day. You know, Carl was up into 30, 40 pollock. And Craig, same sort of stamp as me really. However, he did do a bit of wrasse fishing for a couple of hours. But let's hope Carl now can get something live for the camera. Tidal rip is starting to slow down slightly. Did have another practice cast just now, and the lead still won't hold, so I'm going to give it another half an hour. Already rigged up, line's been bedded in, rigs are on the rod stand, stretching so they straighten out from where they've been in the packet. Always like to do that before I cast them out. Give them 10, 15, 20 minutes on the rod stand just to straighten them out so they're not coiled. Nothing worse than a coiled rig. I find it goes out better, retrieves better, and obviously it's going to sit better in the tide when it's out there. So Carl's had a few casts now, nothing happening by the look of it. Just flicked onto the right hand side of him in the bay there. We generally catch a lot of wrasse with kelpie areas and close in. We would normally fish with ragworm and just drop it over the edge for the wrasse, but I know he's spinning for bass there, pollock, and we maybe use the pollock for bait if possible, if he gets them to the correct size. Most we throw back, but now and again we'll have a smaller pollock that'll go out for bait for bullets and taupe. So yeah, fingers crossed he gets us some fresh bait. The seals are still about. I think there's 2 of them here that keep patrolling around the headland to my right, in front of Carl, and then down to the left. They're only, I don't know, 15, 20 yards out. But if they're there, there's bait fish there for the start, because that's what they're there for. They will scare the bait fish away, but the bass jumped whilst the seal was there, so the bass don't care by the look of it. That's why Carl's decided to go down there and give it a few casts and have a bash. Let's hope he catches one for the camera. Be nice to see a West Wales bass, decent size. We'd release them all today anyway. We wouldn't take nothing home. Very rarely take fish home as an angler, to be honest. If and when I catch a cod, if I go out targeting a cod and lucky enough to catch one, maybe I'd take one home. I might probably take one bass a year home, to be fair. But all the other fish we return or use for bait. So it's more of sport for us rather than anything else. Although, having watched Fish Disco on his latest video down at Chesil, and he cooked a fish pie out of pouting and dogfish. To be fair, it did look tasty, and he ate it and he seemed to enjoy it. So if you haven't checked out his channel, Fish Disco, what he does a catch and cook on the beach. Yeah, and he's very good at it. He does prepare some of the ingredients before he goes, and then if he's lucky enough to catch something, he incorporates that into a meal whilst he's fishing. So a great little watch, to be honest. So yeah, head over to his channel, watch his videos, give him a like, and subscribe in the usual scenario. Support him, because I met him on the beach down at Fontegary last week, and if you watch the last video that's just gone up, the Fontegary video on the VMO and Spooligan YouTube channels, you'll see me have a quick chat with him and a catch up, and it's very good to meet him. And he does give us a shout out on his latest Chesil video. So yeah, good guy, good channel, good watch. So get yourselves involved. See Carl there, still trying. I think that's what it's all about down these areas. If you're new to fishing this area, you have to be very careful. It's a very dangerous place to fish, but you have to you just got to keep trying. Stay positive, stay focused, and keep going. I know we always say that, but there are 3 key words that we use whilst fishing. It's if you stick to that, I'm sure that the fish will come. The results will come. Because a lot of people get disheartened when they don't catch and they're blanking, and they end up not going for a while. But as a team, a VMO team, a Spooligan team, I know all the lads that are involved fishing wise with these 2 teams, are out every week, regardless of catching or blanking, trying. We're always trying to think of new content and new videos for everyone to watch. You know, some of them do get a bit more, a bit repetitive, but you know, it's either that or no videos. And you know, we like to keep some content going out, especially at VMO and Spooligan. You know, we have a good relationship with them, and all our new products at Spooligan go to them because they are our distributor. I know that we're going to be going wholesale soon, and it's going to be entering a lot of the tackle shops across the UK. You probably see by the time this video goes out that the 3 new products are out, 6, 7 and 8. I hope you've all liked them. I hope you've all purchased them and had a look at them. Give us some feedback, let us know what you think. Or drop a comment on the launch videos that are out over on the Spooligan page. I know that product 9 has been designed. It's now in production. There's just a launch video to make and decide when we're going to launch that product. But again, you know, Craig's done a fantastic job in designing something so simple but yet so effective. You know, which again is the Spooligan way. This is what we're trying to achieve at Spooligan. We're trying to achieve products that, you know, you need, that are so simple but make your life so much easier and help you whilst you're fishing. You know, don't get me wrong, all the products are not going to be for everyone, but you know, we're going to keep on designing, keep on producing, keep on manufacturing products, and products are going to be for everyone. So I'm sure if you haven't bought a Spooligan product as yet, I'm sure that there's going to be one coming out that's just right for you. So, you know, keep following us, keep checking out our socials, keep liking our products, keep asking us questions if you need to. Stuff like I said before, we're always happy to help and do our utmost if we can. So, yeah, it's getting a bit cold sat behind this camera watching Carl. And it looks like Carl's coming back up too. So, nothing as yet on the spinner. Going to give it another hour before we get the big rods out, and then hopefully have 1 or 2 fish, whether it be on the feathers, the spinner or the big rods. To be honest, I'd be happy just to catch something on the spinning rods this first session, because you know, I know the big fish are here, the fish are here, you know, but again, it's just chance. You can only catch what's in front of you. So if the fish are here today, I'm sure we'll have a take, and it'll be down to us then to land it. If they're not here, then we won't. That's fishing. That's how it goes. You know, this is why we've brought some other ways of fishing today. We've brought the spinning rod, we've brought the feathers, you know, we have brought the big rods. So I'm hoping that we catch them. Like I said before, if we don't, it is what it is. It's just nice to be out, nice to be on a new mark, nice to learn another area, learn another mark. So for the next time we come down here, you know, we'll make improvements to what we've done today and hopefully put a fish on the beach for you then. But you know, there's still plenty of time. We haven't started fishing as yet. But when we do, and we get our first rods out, I shall let you know what we've done. Welcome back. So, tide's eased slightly, and we've now both got our first rods out. Carl's just had his first bite. I think it's a dogfish, so he's just dealing with that at the moment. I'm gonna get my second rod ready shortly and get it straight out there, because I think now's the time. It's looking good. We've had nothing on the spinning rod, nothing on the macro rod at the moment, but you know, we're still 3 hours from tide, so there should be a chance towards high tide and just after for them species. I'm using a new product today on my bait. Picked it up from VMO. It's the Holy Mackerel. I just have to look to see what it was called. Holy Mackerel. And I think it's the mackerel and squid flavour. It's blood red in colour, and once added to the internal and external of your bait, it looks immense. Now I know that some of the tope anglers that fish along this coastline and down all along West Wales, they use it and use it to good effect. So I picked up a few flavours because there are a few flavours out, but definitely for fishing for the shark species, the tope, you know, the bullhuss, that type of species, the red one is definitely the one to use, I'm thinking. It's mackerel in flavour and squid, so 2 cracking baits. I've just put the rod out and just see what happens really, but it's feeling really good at the moment. Confidence is high, but you know, my confidence is always high. We'll just see what the end result brings. We have seen some of the pots pop up out in front of us. Now, we were warned about them before we came, so we need to stay well clear of them. Sorry, although they are quite at a distance far out, so I don't think we'll be able to hit them with my cast. I'm just conscious now if there's any closer in that we may come into contact with, but as it stands, we're doing okay. The seals are still here. They're patrolling up and down. We were down at the water's edge about 10 minutes ago, and believe it or not, the seal came within 3 or 4 foot of us, just staring at us basically, as they do. But you know, a wonderful sight to see. It's perfect. Love it. It's, you know, you don't get this anywhere in the Bristol Channel. You don't get this. It's peaceful, it's quiet, tranquil, beautiful colour sea. You know, we've seen seals, we've seen a bass jump already, and now we're set about our fishing. So I've gone out with the Bookies rig, taupe rig, like I said, the 10-ounce lead, whole mackerel, and the holy mackerel squirted over the top and inside. So we'll see what happens now. So just listen to that. Peaceful, beautiful. I haven't seen any other anglers. However, what is a bit disappointing to see on my first trip here is a bit of rubbish on the mark. Can only be fishermen. Because fishermen are the only people that can get here, really. It's only fishermen that will know that where I am today, that this mark is here. So there's some bait wrappers, some Gemini lead clip wrappers, some orange juice. So guys, you know, if you're fishing along this coastline of late and you've left your rubbish, I guess you're going to know who you are. So, you know, take your rubbish home with you. It takes 2 minutes. Put it in a bag, put it in your cool box, take it home and put it in a bin. Don't leave it on the mark. So let's keep these beaches and these rock marks tidy. You know, preserve our environment. But yeah, shocking to see. But you know, me and Carl will have a clean up before we go, as we always do. Take the rubbish home with us back to the car park and put it in one of the designated bins down there. There's a few seals about further out now, so hopefully they've moved out. Let the bait fish move in and let the bigger fish follow the bait fish. So, you know, we could be within a chance. I'm hoping so. But like I said before, you know, if we don't, it's a learning curve. You know, every session is a learning curve. You learn something new, then a session is a success. If you don't learn something new, then, you know, just doing what you normally do. So every time me and Carl go out, and me and the rest of the team, we try to learn something and implicate that then into our next session. So what we've learned from this session so far is don't turn up too early, because the tide there's too much rip on the tide. You can turn up a good hour, you know, 4 hours before tide to the car park. You walk an hour over here, you're straight into fishing for 3.5 hours, 3 hours before high water, and then we'll discuss after high water shortly when we get to that time. We've also learned to your rucksack, to ensure you pack that correctly. Don't overpack it, because it is a long walk to the marks. You know, they always say to fish down west, you have to be prepared to walk and you know, move around a bit. So yeah, always pack your bag light, pack what you need, pack your essentials. Make sure you've got them head torches, make sure you've got battery backup for your phone, plenty of leads, plenty of bait, plenty of tackle. And you know, the rest will be down to you guys then, as it is down to me and Carl today. So just love sitting here. It's great. Fantastic. Absolutely loving it. Not sure where me and Carl are going to head next. Maybe a Bristol Channel session next, midweek. I think today is Saturday the 13th, 14th, somewhere around there, of January 2024. So we'll be heading out on Thursday. We have got a session planned, me and Craig, down St Justinian's next Friday the 19th, which is where Spooligan began. It's the first time that Craig spoke to me and showed me the first prototype holster, and I knew from day one, from that moment, I knew it was a hell of a product. And having known Craig since our school days, I know that I know his passion, I know his desires, and I know how good he is at designing things, drawing things, making things. You know, I know I keep saying it, but the man's a genius in my eyes. And I hope that, you know, to see the products that he's designing, you know, you'll have the same mindset as me. So, yeah, you know, when an idea goes to him, he just puts it together, makes up the prototype, shows me, and I'm like, wow, what a product. What an idea. And yeah, so the St Justinian's video anyway, that's going to be filmed on the 19th. It's going to be an all-day video from me and Craig. We're going to have a catch-up about old times, I guess. How Spooligan began, what we got coming forward, you know, our relationship with VMO, our love for that mark, and why we like that mark so much. And hopefully we'll get a few fish from there, because you know, every time we have fished there, we've done really well. We fished for bullets on that mark, and you know, we seem to do well. It is a mark that needs to be fished in the dark for bullets, because we have had them in the daylight there, don't get me wrong, but definitely, most definitely a venue for dark. It seems as soon as the light goes down, your head torches come on, the bullets come out to play. So me and Carl fished there not so long ago, and we didn't do a film, but we fished there for a pleasure session, and I think we had 4 or 5 bullets, lost 2 or 3. We fished probably 2 to 3 hours into dark, and then left because it was late at night, so we had work the next day. But yeah, you know, we had target achieved. What we set out to do was catch bullets from St Justinian's, and you know, we did that. So, and we did that successfully. Bit gutted we didn't do a video, to be fair, because it would have made a good video. You know, there's a few good fish we had. But you know, me and Craig's going to do that anyway. Like I said, we're going to get a good video down there. There's going to be lots to talk about, lots to discuss. Hopefully lots of fish to show you. You know, we'll talk about the products that we've got out at the moment. We can show you how they work, what we do, how we use them. But for now, it's all about today. All about the mark. All about where we are. All about our bait. Because our confidence is high. You know, things are looking good for us at the moment. Just praying that the fish turn up and give us some work to do. But I guess I'll bring you back when, hopefully when we have some fish. It's looking good. So a quick update. We're probably an hour from high water now, and I've just had my first bite. Definitely a bullet bite. Struck into it and hooked the fish, but unfortunately reeling in, it got snagged and I lost it. We were warned it was very rough out in front of us, and we have come equipped for that, like I said before. So we just put it straight behind us, re-rigged, re-tackle, cast back out, and we're back out there. We have moved slightly to the left onto another little ledge that was probably 10 yards to our left, and casting slightly left. We'll give this a try to see if it's a bit less rough out there. I think Carl may have just had a little bite himself then. This is our first cast anyway on the new ledge. Nothing's happening as yet. Speed rod's been out about 5-10 minutes. We are bringing baits in every 15 to 20 minutes here. Going on the instructions that we've been told. Keep the baits going in, keep them fresh, you know, and the chance will come. It's a lovely mark, mine, to be fair. Pitch black. If you have no light here, it's pitch black. It's not like being up the Bristol Channel, you know, along the Barry coastline and Cardiff, Newport, Swansea, them areas. it just seems to be pitch black here. So lights are key when you come. Definitely have a lot of lights in, a couple of headlights, just to ensure safety. But like I said, we've had our first bite, which is promising. 100% of bullets. So that's one of the target species that we could have ticked off if we'd have got the fish in. Plenty of time left, another 2 or 3 hours left for us before we make our way back to the van. Carl's just to my left there. The seals were here until dark. I'm unsure where they are now. I'm sure they're still around somewhere. And we have been throwing our mackerel tails just in the edge, so I'm sure there's going to be some fish there, maybe some bass. But if not, definitely the seals are going to be there mopping that up. I guess it's just a sit and waiting game again. You know, stay positive, stay focused, and we're definitely going to keep going, because it's not over. Definitely not over yet. Carl into the first fish by the look of things. Lovely bite. Fish, Carl? Fish on. I'm going to get down there and give him a hand. But things looking good. So there we go. Carl with the first fish of the session. Looks around a 10-pound bullet on that new ledge we just spoke about. Slightly rough around here as well. I've just lost another end, but successfully Carl got this one in. So we're going to get it back, get the rods back out there, and let's see if we can get another one. Well then, mate. Beautiful. Well done, mate. I guess that's on the next one now, guys. Right back to it. Let's quickly have a look at what Carl has now prepared, ready for the next cast. As you can see, he's using the Southwest sea baits, and this is the final product ready to go out to see if he can catch yet another tidy bullet. So just reeled in both rods, and unfortunately both rods were snagged out there in the kelp and the rocks. So it's time to re-tackle. New leader, new rigs, new bait, and get them back out there. 80-pound Asso Classic leader. Always use the 80-pound when fishing down west. 70-pound if I'm fishing up the channel. A bit annoying that I have to do the both rods, but you know, that's fishing West Wales for you. Just get into the rough, find these big fish. Strong knot that. Going to put my torch on just to see what I'm doing. when putting my leaders on, I like to have 6 to 7 turns onto the reel. That allows you then, if you're fishing off the high cliffs or the rocks, once the fish or the lead gets to the bottom, the leader is actually on the spool for you, so only going to be that grating on the rocks if anything. And then before you cast out next, always check your line, check your leader, make sure there's no frays, no wind knots or anything like that in it, because the last thing you want is to cast out with something like that, the line snap, and yeah, who knows what's going to happen. I remember a few years back I was fishing the lighthouse in Barry with Lee Byrne, and I did exactly that. Cast out with a frayed leader, the line snapped, and my rod came over the T1200, and the tip hit my rod stand and it chopped it in half. So yeah, it's not the best idea. So always check your leader, rub your hands up and down it, make sure there's no frays, no weak spots. When you know you're ready to cast, you can cast in confidence then. Just tie the quick clip on. Another one of Bookie's rigs. Another 10-ounce lead. And another mackerel. I'll get on with this and get this rod back out and catch up with you guys a little bit later. So there we go. As you can see, we're back at the van now. We've made that 50-minute walk back from the mark in the dark. You know, we can't emphasize the safety aspect of fishing down on these marks. You need to know what you're doing. Make your markers, bring your head torches and so on. Anyway, we're back at the van, ready to make our way home. Only the one fish for our effort from Carl, which was that bullet, and one lost fish from me. But it's not all about the catching. Like I've said before, it's about learning and taking positives from fishing. So we're going to head back home, have a catch up tomorrow, talk about the positives of today and put them into our next session. Today's been a long day. I can't wait to get back, have some food, a nice bath and get my head down and enjoy my Sunday with my family. But from me and Carl, it's goodbye for this one, and we shall see you on the next one. Tight lines, guys.